Welcome to In the Mix Africa, your potent portal into African football. The stories, the people, the headlines, all of it, we've got it here, and we've got an exciting show for you. We've got a Namibian football legend in the studio. He won't just talk to me, you also do some cooking with Patty. We're also going to be talking about an exciting development at the Olympics as an African has taken the helm, an African and a woman, Kirsty Coventry. We'll be bringing you that handover ceremony as well. But you know how it is. This is In the Mix. We keep it African. Stay with us. From Tura Magic, yes, Tura Magic, to the Brave Warriors, to very recently the Legends Games. Please welcome to In the Mix Africa, the one and only Robinson Iyambo. How are you, sir?
I'm very good, thank you, and for inviting me. It's an honor as well, also to share my story with my people and also to be here.
Yes. No, it's good to have you here. And as you said, your story is very important. You started in your youth days with Tura Magic. Yes. But back then it wasn't called Tura Magic.
I know it was called Colin Benjamin Football Academy.
A lot of people didn't know that.
A lot of people don't know
that. Yeah, it started off as Colin Benjamin Football Academy. And you started off in the second division.
Yes. We started off it was a Commerce Youth League.
Okay.
Yes, and then a lot of us were also involved in the national team on the 17s. So we, the team bosses, they wanted the boys to be active because we did have a lot of minutes and a lot of games. So they decided, okay, why not? The boys are growing. Why can't we take a chance and try to compete in the second division, the Commonwealth second division?
Yes.
That's where all it started.
Yes.
And then it was a good journey because it started, I think we played one season. One season only. Then we won.
Wow.
Yes, after we won, we went for playoffs. Then we got promoted to the first division.
Yes.
And then with inexperience, we spent about 3 seasons. Yeah. So the first seasons, it was actually unlucky because always both seasons, I think we lost with 1 point.
Oh, like Arsenal.
Yes. Yeah, with 1 point.
1 point, yeah.
Yeah, I believe that the first season, Blue Boys were promoted to the Premier League, and then Hotspurs came down. When they came down, Hotspurs, they went back again. Again with 1 point.
With 1 point, wow.
But the third season, we made sure.
Yes.
I think we won that league with 4 or 5 games to go.
Wow.
We made sure with the young boys. So a lot of, I think, as an academy, we were more involved into the youth football. A lot of guys were playing for the under 20, under 17 and such. So we had a good squad, and then we went to the Premier League. I spent a good 5 years with the team before I moved on a loan spell to Orlando Pirates.
All right.
Yeah, and then after Orlando Pirates, I had to come back, but on my way back, African Stars grabbed me on my way.
Oh, African Stars got you.
I spent 2 years with African Stars.
All right.
Yeah, we won some good titles together.
Yes.
The Super Cup.
Yes.
We won the Hurricane Cup as well.
All right.
Then I went to Black Africa.
Okay.
Yes, and with Black Africa, I spent 2 years again. Went to Civics. Yeah, I also spent a good number of years there. It was really a good journey, before I came to TTS and Ramblers in the first divisions.
All right.
And then finally, I had to hang my boots.
Yes.
Go into other industries.
Yeah, but I mean, come on, what a career. And you are truly the definition of a Namibian-made footballer. And that resilience of going with your team from second division to first division, because I'm sure the phone calls didn't, only start when you were in the Premier League. The guys were probably already calling, but you saw through the vision of Tura Magic, then you made it into the Premier League. And I mean, that's very commendable. And of course, going on to represent this great country without a doubt. How do you feel football has changed since then?
Oh, I think football the difference between then and now, it's we had 4 years or 3 years that we did not play football. That gap created a huge, that time
Backlog.
backlog, because if you can imagine, I think it was 2016, 17 seasons are the last before we resumed, and then COVID came through.
Yeah.
The boys and girls were about 16, 17 who were dreaming to play for their country, and you miss 4 years of active football.
That's most of your at that stage. It's such a
that-
crucial stage.
At that time, it was very crucial. Luckily, me, that time I was about 25, 26.
Yes.
So I think I closed the gap
Yes.
between the experienced players and us. But if you can look at that, the current players, the 22s, the 23s, that time the gap grew so big
Yes.
that the quality of football dropped.
Ah.
Yes, it dropped because we had to restart over again.
Yes, yes.
Yes.
And now do you feel like we're getting some momentum? We're picking it up now.
Yeah, we're picking up. We if you look at the exports now, we have a couple of young boys now out of the country.
Peter
Botswana.
Shadolile, of course, as
Yeah,
well.
of course. You know one story of Chaluli. I'll come back to that.
All right, to come back.
Yeah.
You know what? Hold that story. We'll come back to it because just now I'm going to send you over to Patricia to get some cooking on with Fireball. I am here with Robinson Iyambo. As you can see, he's dropping gems. You didn't even know Tura Magic was first called Colin Benjamin. Stay with the show. Don't go anywhere.
Hi there viewers, we are in my braai corner and of course Robin is here to braai with me. You had fun with Ashwin and now it's time for us to get to braaiing. So on the menu today it's very simple. We have some marinated drumsticks, some chicken, and then we have the pap and the spinach waiting for us. Now you told me that you're a braai expert and we're about to test it. So please do us the honors and put on our drumsticks on the grill.
Okay, all right.
Our audience already know that
Okay.
when it comes to the marinade, I just do whatever feels natural. So I'll explain later what I did here.
Okay. All right.
So we have chicken here, but if you could choose what was going to be on the grill today, what would have been on the menu?
I think chicken is also good. I prefer chicken because it's one of my favorite meals.
You are the first guest to say chicken. Everyone always goes to beef. It has to be meat. They want the beef. So thank you for agreeing with the chicken.
Yes, it's really, chicken is healthy and stuff.
Yeah, as a soccer player, as a football player, you need to look after what you eat,
Yes.
your health. So yes, chicken
This
all
is
the
a
way.
perfect one.
Yes, please
Okay.
do us the honors and get
Okay,
that on the
first,
grill for us.
I will have to check if it's a perfect heat and the coal it's
Yes,
well and
expert
ready.
braaier.
So since that everything is fine, I will just try and
Put them
place
on.
them nice so that you get equal amount of heat.
Oh, the sizzling, I love it. Okay, so you spoke to Ashwin, like I said, the technicalities is always on the other side. Here we want to get to know you,
Okay.
where your passion for football came from. So can you just give us a brief backstory on where did this love and this passion for football come from?
Sure, that one it's not really something difficult because this passion started off from a very young age. You know, I was raised by my mom and her sister. So when I was growing up, I used to make soccer ball with socks.
Yeah.
a very she always remember that I used to take from my uncle socks or my father
Steal
that
your
raised me
uncle's socks.
steal one, and I always have a problem. I don't steal the other sock again. I
You
can
only
a
steal
different
one, yes.
From every friend I used to have different pairs,
I'm assuming he would scold you because then you only had one sock out of the pair.
I've been scolded until I had to buy those socks back when I started.
Yeah,
earning-
okay. You
earning
never
from
forget
football.
missing socks, guys.
Yes, so it's where it all started, playing on the. Back then, if we don't have streets, we had open space,
Yeah, enough
So
place to
enough
just
space
explore.
to play. So it
Yeah.
was not in the. Everybody says from the dusty street or what town, but for me, it's the dusty streets, fields of.
The dusty fields, yes.
Yes, of our village there, and then we used to play football there, and then we got involved with this as we were growing up because there was no academy back then, but we managed to get a lot of minutes because you could play on the system of 3 half time, 6,
Yeah.
and so that one can take almost the whole day.
Yeah, no, as long as you're on the field, you seem to be happy.
All right,
I think
yes,
we
and
all
then-
started with the socks. If it wasn't socks, we used to take sellotape and just,
Yes.
make it at the ball.
Exactly, because now with plastic bags, it used to get torn every now
Yeah.
and then you have to repair it. So socks you could keep, or these oranges
Yeah.
net.
Yes.
Then you can make a ball
Perfect.
from that, and then to
You
be a
guys
bit
have
longer.
tips now. If your soccer ball goes missing, you know what to do.
Yes.
But we have to finish Brian.
Okay,
Because I
yes.
know we have a special surprise in our JSB segment, so you viewers will have to stick around and see what's happening as we head over to JSB.
Welcome to JSB Bet with the Best, as I am with Javon Wilson, the man who understands the numbers and most importantly, which way they are trending. How's it going, brother?
I'm very well, thank you.
Solid, solid.
Lovely to see you next to me.
Yeah, it's lovely to be here. It's a big seat to fill because Brian really knows. He really knows what's going on. But when I look at your slips comparatively, you tend to win your little competitions more than Brian does. So I think I can continue that part of the streak. I'm excited to see what you have for us today. But let's talk a bit about the Club World Cup. How's it been for you, man? It's in the United States of America. How's that looking for you?
Well, we all have been a little bit disappointed in the terms of the crowds that came out there. I think it has been a slow start to the tournament. Football has been good, I would say. The likes of Inter Miami making it through to play. Messi's playing his former club against PSG this weekend, which we are really looking forward to. As we could also see, like there's a slight concern with the cooling breaks. The heat is quite intense up there, so which is an indication or a sign for them to prepare better for next year's
World Cup.
World Cup.
Yeah. I mean, of course, the big names are there, they are there, but not all of them, without a doubt. And we saw some unexpected wins. Flamenco getting it done against Chelsea, which I personally enjoyed. I don't know how you felt about
Most
that.
definitely.
That was a beautiful game, right? It's like, shout out Chelsea supporters. Thank you for entertaining us in the off season. But Flamenco did what needed to be done. And I guess that's the whole idea of this Club World Cup to, try and bring as many teams that you wouldn't see together facing each other and getting it done for the sake of football. How do you feel about America as a host? There's been several reservations, particularly from this side of the world, that folks feel like that's not an ideal place for a World Cup. Aside from the weather, the broadcasting style tends to follow the NFL template where there's, big breaks, you know what I mean? Some folks aren't really into that. Of course, there's other things politically and immigration, and football's full of immigrants. So what are your thoughts?
Yeah, most definitely, Ashwin. And also you look at just the whole structure that they have in terms of hosting our African sides, for example, Mamelodi Sundowns, which we have to mention, which did outstanding against Borussia Dortmund. I mean,
they could have
scoring
won
3
it.
goals, the goalkeeper out there. Yeah, in terms of their broadcasting, in America, it's a big show. It's an event. For the first time next year, we will have I think a half an hour halftime break. There'll be a concert or performance during the
Halftime show.
halftime, during the final. So we're looking forward to that. They usually bring a massive show, and we're excited for that, and hopefully one of us could make it to the World Cup next year.
All right, but let's get into our business of the day, betting with the best. Can you please take us through your slip, Javon, for this weekend?
As you see, I've gone with a lot of outsiders there.
Okay.
It's a massive bet.
All right.
$50 gets you 30,000.
Yikes.
$5 gets you 3,000. If you don't have that 50, you can put the $5 down. Botafogo, I like them. They did really well. They beat the champions of Europe, PSG.
PSG, yes. That's a little hard to say, but I hear you.
Yeah, but Benfica also, we saw them the other night. They played against Bayern Munich convincingly there. They beat Bayern Munich. So I would say that they will most likely get the better of Chelsea. One of the upsets that I personally feel is definitely going to win this weekend is Inter Miami. I think Inter Miami have a good synergy, excuse the pun, amongst Suarez, Busquets, Messi,
More synergy than PSG?
Jordi Alba. I do feel Inter Milan, based on Messi going back to his former club, playing his former club, and
Miami,
the way he left there,
Yeah.
I think Messi will come out and show why he is the GOAT.
Yeah, it's difficult to question the GOAT. It's like you've got a basketball tournament and Michael Jordan comes through. You've got to give him a chance. So
Exactly.
I understand how you feel about Messi. Can we quickly have a look at Brian's slip? What are your thoughts over
So
there?
Brian went the other way there. PSG, he went with a handicap, which means Inter Milan have a 2-goal advantage there. He feels that PSG can overcome that. Bayern Munich straight win against Flamengo, that's for him. 3 goals at least for Palmeiras and Botafogo. And then he also went with what I went for, which is Benfica beating the London side, which is Chelsea.
All right. So that's Brian's slip, and that has also been Javon's slip guiding us through it. Remember, you could bet with the mediocre, but over here, we JSB bet with the best.
Your life could change at any second, but you'll never know until you take the chance. With sports betting, number games, and online casino gambling, JSB is your best bet. Will you be Namibia's next instant millionaire? Place your bets easily online at jsbsports.bet or at any JSB location nationwide. We'll take you to the action anywhere, anytime. JSB, where the next instant millionaires come to play. Strictly no under 18s. JSB supports responsible gambling. Winners know when to stop.
You are still within the Mix Africa, and we are kicking it with Robinson Iyambo, Namibian football legend. And just now, Robinson, before you went to cook with Patty, was about to drop a knowledge bomb. Robinson, you were saying something interesting you know about Peter Shalulile.
Yes, one thing that I think people don't know, it's where Peter also came from, we'll talk about, high school, where the school gave me an opportunity, and, but they don't know that one thing about Peter was very, very, very persistent when it comes to football. I wouldn't want to go deep into other things in his life, but I will say is this guy, he would train maybe 4 times,
And this was as a junior at Tura Magic.
He would train at the junior team, he would come train with the senior team, and he would go train with any other club that is between him, between the stadium where we are training and home, and then he still go train at night with clubs that train at night, because we used to train that time in the morning and also in the afternoon, like around 3 o'clock. So this guy was very, very, passionate about the game, and he knew where he wanted to go. And then he was a young boy from the academy, so he was promoted to the senior team.
Wow.
By that time, it was during the years of, I think I was first assistant in the Premier League. Yes, and then he just wanted to be in the field.
Wow. So he trained that much?
And then he was a left back,
Wow.
Left back.
Left back?
Yes.
I mean,
So
come
the
on.
boy- and then, because he wanted to be in the field, so
Yes.
he started playing, and then as the years go, so we managed to get our left backs, and then with his energy, with his,
Drive. And his
so he
football
started
IQ.
moving forward.
Yes.
Then he started playing as an attacker, where he found his ideal position.
Oh, definitely.
From there, boom, Peter.
Up and up. We love it, love it,
Yes.
love it. Okay, so we're going to come back and talk about your academy since we were just talking about Peter Shadulile starting in an academy. But prior to that, Kirsty Coventry became the first female and first African to head the International Olympic Committee. This footage is courtesy of the IOC. This was the handover ceremony.
As the Olympic movement, as federations, as NOCs, as our sponsors and our partners, we are the guardians of this incredible platform. And it's not just about a multi-sport event. It's a platform to inspire. It's a platform to change lives. And it's a platform to bring hope. These are not things taken lightly. And I'm looking forward to working with each and every one of you to make sure that we continue to inspire, continue to change lives, and in our divided world today, continue to be a beacon of hope. My 6-year-old Ella the other day pointed out a spider web in the garden. And she was pointing out how the spider web is made, and how strong it is, and how resilient it is against the bad weather, against the other little critters. But if one tiny little piece of that spider web breaks, it automatically becomes weakened. Our movement, each and every single one of you, is that spider web. It's complex, it's beautiful, and it's strong. But it only works if we work together and if we remain united. Every single one of you plays a very significant role in our very important ecosystem. Working together over these next few years and consistently finding ways to strengthen and keep united our movement will ensure and will allow for all of us that we can wake up daily and continue to inspire the next generation, to continue to change lives, and most importantly, to make dreams come true. I am really honored that I get to walk this journey with you, and I cannot wait for anything that lies ahead, because I know I have the best team to support me and our movement in these next 8 years. Thank you so much for being here with all of us today. And thank you from the bottom of my heart for the next 8 years as we take on this journey. Thank you.
It is full time on In the Mix Africa, which means Patricia tells us what she prepared. You know, Patricia, tell us what's in front of us, and then I'll tell the audience the name and why.
Okay, so we kept it basic, but with a twist. You know, like our viewers know already, when it comes to marinating chicken or anything, I just do what my gut tells me. You know, let my ancestors tell me what to put in.
Yes, please, follow the spirit.
Exactly. So we have our pap and our spinach, basic, our foundation, we keep it there, and then marinated drumsticks
All right.
that our guest here, Robin, fried for us.
Robinson,
so
yeah, for
we'll
sure.
see how that goes.
And we are naming this meal the Mambo Kadzi. Mambo Kadzi means queen. Why? Because earlier in the week was Patricia's crown birthday. Yeah. We absolutely love that. More life to you, Patricia.
Thank you.
Yes. And sir, before we dig in, I have a gift for you. It's winter. Some In the Mix socks for Robinson. Your next Legends game, whether it's in Botswana or here, please rock these socks if you can.
We'll surely do that. Thank you very much.
All right, so as we are digging in, Robinson, just what's the name of your academy?
It's DS Football Academy.
Yes, DS Football Academy, and you've got girls and boys there as well,
Yes.
and you're training them up. You're a person yourself who started in an academy, started from 2nd Division, Tura Magic. Just last week, you were playing in the Legends game, and I'm guessing you want the youngsters to take it that far.
Yes. So, of course, I think it's, when you get involved with young ones, my word I always use, I say, it's, you need to rectify what you did not achieve, Yeah, for example, I have played for football, for so many years,
Yes.
but I did not make it to professional football.
So it's now
So,
time to make sure they
my
take it to the
target,
next level.
Yes, my gold medal is
Yes.
to produce players, and we'll get, hopefully,
Yes.
players coming from Europe. That's the
Oh,
idea.
yes, that's the idea.
Yes.
Love it, love it, love it. That's the work of Mr. Robinson Nyamo, a man who devoted his football life to Namibia. We're about to dig in, courtesy of the Mambo Kadzi herself. This is In the Mix Africa. See you next week.